Red rocket stations are a dime a dozen in the Wasteland, but one thing you might not see every day is an army of robots taking on a pack of giant mutated ants. But this is not your average battle report, so anything goes as the Mechanist rallies his robots to take on his insect nemesis, the Antagonizer. So buckle up for a battle straight out of the pages of Huber's Comics. You're watching War Games News Radio, and this is Battle Report Breakdown Season 2, The Mechanist versus the Antagonizer.
Hey there, Wastelanders, and welcome back to War Games News Radio for another Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report. In this video, I took a little bit of inspiration from my personal favorite Fallout game, and that's Fallout 3, for a fight between the Mechanist and the Antagonizer. These two costume combatants wreak havoc on the settlement of Canterbury Commons day in, day out, with their robots and their giant ants fighting each other in the middle of town, and it's one of my favorite moments in any Fallout game. And thanks to friend of the channel, Lee Kevin Keating, I was able to get my hands on an unofficial Antagonizer mini, thanks to a print by designer Kaminox, so I decided why not? Let's get this battle on film and homebrew an army of ants. Now, to build these forces, I did a mixture of homebrewing as well as using cards, units, and items from both the Automatron and the Denizens of the Wasteland expansion for Fallout Wasteland Warfare. So if you want to get your hands on either of those two creature or robot packs, then check out the links in the description down below. Now, because there's no official rules for either the Antagonizer or any of the ants that we used in this video, I used some standard Wasteland Warfare cards with a couple tweaks and reskin them using some proxy models. So the Antagonizer is essentially a sole survivor unit card, while the ants are rad scorpions and or the alpha mongrel unit card, again with a couple tweaks. This is going to be the second to last episode in this season, and we've got a huge knockdown, drag 'em out finale coming for you folks on our next episode. Now, as always, I need help from you, the viewers, to decide which unit in this video is the battle MVP. So once you're done watching, leave a comment below and let me know which unit you think outshone the rest. That unit will get added to a very special battle report lineup coming up for our finale very soon. It's a classic Fallout Battle of the Ages, so let's get into the action on the Mechanist versus the Antagonizer all-out war. Let's hit it. We've got an abandoned red rocket station here, which is ripe for the picking with all kinds of loot, and today will serve as a battleground between two arch nemeses, the Antagonizer and her army of buggy boys, up against my Mechanist and his crazy contraptions. Victory conditions could not be simpler. This is just a straight up slugfest. Whichever side has the most caps worth of enemies defeated by the end of 6 rounds will be declared the winner. If either side's faction leader, so the Antagonizer or the Mechanist, are defeated, then that will be an instant loss for that side. We've got a 3x3 foot map. My side will deploy within red from this board edge on the right, while the Antagonizer's crew will deploy on the left. There are 8 searchables scattered green away from the deployment zones, 4 on either side, closest to the deployment edges. This scenario comes from the Astoundingly Awesome Tales book, and if you want to see my review of this mission pack, then check out the video popping up here. But it also has a curated Wasteland deck, which already has a bunch of really great items in it, but I've gone ahead and added a couple extra spicy items in there to sort of up the stakes and give each faction a really good reason to go looting these piles, because there's some pretty deadly gear in here. Now, because there's no official Antagonizer or Ant-type units in Wasteland Warfare currently, I've gone ahead and homebrewed some rules for this squad. I've done my best to not overpower them, but still give them some interesting mechanics that pair really well together. The biggest diversion from anything that's happening here is going to be, of course, the Fire Ants flamethrower attack, but I haven't done much there other than give them a bog standard flamer and rolling to hit on an agility of 4. Leading up our forces is the Mechanist himself, who comes equipped with a Stealth Boy for free. We've also given them the Mechanist armor and helmet, Mr. Handy Buzzblade, and Protectron's gaze. They're using the Robot Controller Leader card, and they get 3 robot programs to use for free, so I chose Act, Intercept, and Volley. Then we've got Codsworth equipped with a bowler hat, which gives them +1 endurance, a battered Assaultron, which is one of my favorite robot units, and a pair of Protectrons, one using the Fire Brigade profile and the other one using the Police Protectron profile. For the Antagonizer, we're using a reskinned Sole Survivor unit card equipped with a 44 Magnum revolver and a Ripper. They have the Creature Controller and 3 command perks, Guided Strike, Pack Attack, and Scatter. I've also reworked the Soul Survivor's Dog Handler ability to apply to these creatures and ants instead of dogs, and I've also given them the Attack Dog perk. Then we've got 2 giant soldier ants using the standard Rad Scorpion unit card, a Fire Ant also using the Rad Scorpion unit card but equipped with a Flamer, and the Antagonizer's personal bodyguard, who I've dubbed Antony, which uses the Alpha Mongrel unit card. And to really heat things up, I've added a couple explosive terrain elements to this battle. The first being the 2 cars. So when they take damage, we'll roll to see if they go into meltdown, and if they're in meltdown, they could and will explode. And the red rocket gas station pumps, which will explode the same way as cars do. Now these will not block line of sight, but they will provide an extra point of cover.
The stage is set for another epic battle between the Master Mechanic and his insect nemesis, so let's get into the action on All Out War. Okay, top of round 1, and we are deployed. Down on my side here, we've got the Fire Protectron, Battered Assaultron, Mechanist, Police Protectron, and then our Codsworth with the bowler hat there. And on the Antagonizer side of things, here we've got the Fire Ant, one of the Soldier Ants, the Antagonizer, her bodyguard, the little dude Anthony, and another Soldier Ant. Now my forces here are all about the long game and ranged attack, so I'm actually just going to let the Antagonizer come a little bit closer to me. So I'm just going to ready the Police Protectron there and call it a turn. Over to the adversaries, and the Antagonizer got the first activations. They're going to move once to get within this car, and then twice to get some cover and reveal whatever we've got here. A danger item. For the danger card, we got Unlucky Stray Shot. Wrong place at the wrong time. You don't even hear the shot. We roll the armor die. If any armor break symbol is shown, then we select one weapon at random, excluding the improvised weapon. This model cannot use the selected weapon until it has spent an action to repair it. Well then, Antagonizer, let's just see if you've broken one of your weapons here. You have not, so everything is just fine. So drawing from our crazy wild Wasteland deck here, the Antagonizer got the Super Sledge. So that's a big old 3 damage weapon with all the armor break and can cripple. So yep, that just got added to your person. Back to my side, and I'm going to ready and activate the Battered Assaultron here, which will then also, of course, activate the Protectron as well. And I'm going to do something a little bit cagey with the Assaultron. I'm going to move her once, and then to get right about there, which is again going to charge her primed Assaultron head laser. While standard Assaultrons get to make their head laser shot as a free action, the Battered Assaultron has to actually spend a shoot action to make her shot. So she's not going to be able to do it this turn. She'll have to hang on and hopefully have that same target, if not someone else, when it comes back around. Finishing off the readied models this turn, the Police Protectron moves once to get some cover from the dumpster, and not having any targets in range, it decides to prepare by using the Hold Aura ability, thanks to the Mechanist Robot Controller Leader card. Back to the Antagonizer, and this Soldier Ant is going to move next. They actually got the fall back AI action, but that doesn't really make sense to me, so I think they're just going to fall back towards the Antagonizer here, give her some backup. I'm going to go ahead and check this item here. We got Danger Item! Flightless Bloatfly. A festering bloatfly with one wing unnaturally bent over sits on the ground. Unable to fly, but still potentially dangerous. Either ignore it and resolve a 1 damage attack, or kill it using an attack. Giant Soldier Ant attacking this bloatfly, hitting on 6s. That is a miss, so it's going to resolve 1 damage plus 1 armor break die. So that's 1 damage on 2 armor. All the damage is stopped. And now to see what our ant has drawn from all of that, they got Nuka Cherry. Okay, so gain an action point, remove 4 health, and add 1 radiation. Well, so far it's the ant and the Antagonizers getting all of the goodies, but it's going to go back to my side now, and I've only got a couple guys left to go. I'm actually going to move Codsworth once and twice to go and check out this item here and pick up a free item. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here in our Wasteland deck. A laser rifle. Okay, well, he can't use this at the moment, but hopefully he can share it off to the only lone member of our team who can. Well, actually, that's not true. The Fire Protectron could use it as well because we gave them the 3rd arm clamp for their fire axe. So I don't think we're gonna have a chance to share it that far, but maybe we can get this into position for the Mechanist. And Codsworth also gets to generate that free HP healing water there once per unit, and they've got that, and of course their 1+1 strong armor as well. Our little green ant here, Antony, is next to go, so they're gonna move and cover there, but also ready to strike. And that's gonna bring it back to my side, and I'm going to do something pretty fun here. I'm going to move what seems recklessly and move out into the open here just a little bit so I can put myself within black range of all of my shooting units, and then I'm going to activate my volley program command. This action allows me to burn a use expertise action to perform a quick action ranged attack with any of my units which are within my black aura presence range. And that's going to be these 3 right here. Now it is also going to put a stun on all of the units which do make that attack, but I think it might be worth it. And this is exactly why I took this program, was to hopefully move some of my shooting units up and use this attack to get some free shots. So let's go ahead and resolve some first, and let's start off with the big bad Assaultron head laser into the Antagonizer herself. Assaultron head laser at long range. Now this is a quick attack and it's through one piece of cover, so we're only hitting on 2s. Hey, that'll do it. That's a big old 3 damage on now 4 laser armor. Stops 1, takes 2, not bad. I'm just remembering that this Protectron also had a prepare token, so I'm going to resolve that prepared attack first and then the volley quick attack. Police Protectron reaction quick attack hitting on 3s. That's a miss. And then for the volley quick attack, same thing, also hitting on 3s. Okay, that's going to be a hit. So that's gonna be 2 damage on now 3 armor because of the cover. Oh, wow, Anthony takes it both. And to finish off the volley attacks, Codsworth takes a shot through cover with his Mr. Handy laser at one of the soldier ants, but goes wide. Well, not bad, a round of stuns and 4 damage done through on the adversaries. By using the ACT robot controller program, the Mechanist is able to give a 2-for-1 activation to both himself and the Fire Protectron. And I'm pretty leery of what this fire ant is able to do here in the background. So I'm just gonna move, gain some cover, and stay nice and close to the Mechanist there should I need to help put out some fires. The last soldier ant is just within range to move once and see what item we've got here, which is a free item. So drawing from our Wasteland deck here, they've received a Power Fist. Okay, so another melee weapon. I guess they'll just go ahead and share that to the Antagonizer along with her Super Sledge. And with their second action, they can easily perform their burrow charge, diving deep underground, starting out here, and ending up over here, ready to attack the Assaultron. And the Fire Ant also got attacked, so they're going to move once to about there, revealing this item, which is a lockpick test, which they certainly cannot achieve. And you know what? Just for fun, they're going to make an attack with their flamethrower. Now they are just within range because this is an area of effect weapon to deal some damage to these pumps. So yeah, you know what? Let's see if we can blow some stuff up. Maybe make some chain reaction explosions onto the Protectron here. Okay, Fire Ant with the flamethrower hitting on 4s. That's a critical hit with the on fire effect onto the gas pumps. Cars have a physical armor resistance of 2. It's all gonna go through. And that means we need to perform a meltdown check. So to do that, we need to roll another red armor die here. If we roll equal to or lower than the amount of damage that the car had just taken, so that's in this case 2, then the car is going to go into meltdown and we need to perform a detonation check. So let's see if we get a 2 or lower, this thing's going into meltdown. Yep, it's time for meltdown, which means we need to do the same type of roll here. If we roll equal to or less, again, so 2 or less, then this thing is going up right now. If not, it goes up at the end of the turn, which, well, is coming up pretty quick here now anyway. Okay, so it's just gonna go off and explode right now. Maybe the depth perception of our Fire Ant isn't so great because turns out there's actually nobody within orange, although the closest, and by just a hair, is this soldier ant here. So while the pumps do go up in a blaze of glory, the explosion won't actually catch anyone in its blast radius. So while it probably looks super cool on the battlefield, no actual damage is dealt. And that's gonna bring it to the end of the round. We've got some stunned robots and some enemies dealing some damage, and these ants here at the bottom are poised to strike on their next turn. And we've already had 1 explosion, so you can't go wrong when there's explosions in the battle. So let's roll into round 2. Event deck, we got distant gunfire. Shots can be heard in the distance. Maybe a group is hunting the Brahmin that frequent the area. Maybe it's trouble. No effect. Top of round 2, and the ants have priority. So the Antagonizer got objective shoot action, so they're going to move once to get within blasting range with their 44 and attack into this melee. Antagonizer with the 44 Magnum hitting on 3s because of shooting through cover. Hey, that's gonna do it for 3 damage, 1 armor break. So the armor break is going to cancel the cover armor there, so it's just gonna be a 3 damage on 1+1 strong armor. Stops 2, takes 1. Back to my side, and I'm going to activate Codsworth here, and I can make a shot, actually goes through the red rocket here, still crossing 1 piece of cover, but in on Anthony. Mr. Handy Laser hitting on 4s. That'll do it. 2 damage on 3 armor. takes it both. Not bad for a bit of a pot shot, but that's the only action they get because they were stunned. Seeing an opportunity to do some damage, little green entity charges into the Mechanist, takes a black die for the charge, dealing a whopping 3 damage, taking the Mechanist down to half health. Maybe I should have used that Stealth Boy last turn, but I might have to turn it on this time around. That's gonna bring it back to my activations. Yeah, I don't think I have much choice. I'm going to try to put this thing down using my Mr. Handy Buzz Blade. By readying myself, I'm also going to ready the Fire Protectron. Try to, maybe if I fail putting Antony down this turn, maybe I can charge in and seal the deal. Okay, in melee is not where I wanted to be with the Mechanist, but it's where we are. So, Buzzblade in on Antony, hitting only on 3s. Holy smokes, that's a hit for 1 armored break, so that's 2 damage, 2 armor. Oh, rolled way outside the box there. Armor was 2, broken down to 1, so that's gonna do it. Both damage through on Antony. Okay, that's what you get for coming in and attacking my Mechanist. Your pet ant has been put down, Miss Antagonizer. That's going to leave it still with 1 more action for my Mechanist. I'm gonna go ahead and activate my Stealth Boy now to make myself a bit of a more difficult target. I'm invisible. I'm going to take advantage of being invisible and maybe make a play for some goodies. At the very least, I'm going to be within shooting range next turn if nobody moves too far, and I can go and get myself some gear. And for my free activation with my Protectron here, I'm going to move twice there to hopefully be able to deal with anything that this Fire Ant is going to be pumping out in the next couple of turns. As if on cue, the Fire Ant activates and targets the battered Assaultron with their flamethrower, but misses. And unsuccessful with their flamethrower attack, they're going to make a burrow move and pop up right about there to counteract our Fire Protectron there. With only 1 action because of their stun, the battered Assaultron activates next and does 2 damage on the Soldier Ant. The Soldier Ant on the far side of the board activates next and charges into the Fire Protectron and hits for 1 damage. To finish off the round, the stunned Police Protectron moves once to get inside submachine gun range for next turn. And that's going to be end of round 2. Things are really heating up here. We've got a couple different pockets of activity brewing, mostly right here in the center, but this little fight down here is going to be an interesting one as well. I think we might be able to put down this unit and get ourselves another victory point pretty quickly, but maybe we just go for the gusto and try to take the Antagonizer off and cut this beast off at the head. Let's find out as we go into round 3. Well, this battle is heating up fast, and we'll be back with the conclusion in just 1 moment. But if you're enjoying this video, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss new content coming from the channel every single week. And if you really like what we do, then consider heading on over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $3 a month, you can help support the channel so we can make more videos more often for you to enjoy. And of course, there's all kinds of kickbacks you can get there, like double entry into future WGNR giveaways, access to polls which help us guide content here on the channel, and you can also become a named character in a future battle report or video just like this one. You can also find links in the description to our merch store, as well as our Amazon affiliate links, and anything you buy from there helps support the channel, and a little bit goes a long way. With the shameless plugs out of the way, let's get back into the action on All Out War. Event deck for round 3, we got boom! A critical generator malfunction, corroded gas pump, whatever it is, the explosion sounds much closer than it really is. No effect. I'm going to do something a little bit bold here. I'm going to take Codsworth, move once to get him into the action here. Not sure if you can see underneath there, and reveal this item, which is a computer's test. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone for just a moment here. I am going to share my cap token here to give a +1 healing purified water to the Mechanist. With their second action, the Mr. Handy takes a shot at the Antagonizer through cover, but misses. That's gonna bring it back to the adversaries, and the Mechanist, once again, the randomizer has decided is the first to activate. And they got the reckless attack action, so they're gonna move into melee attack with the Fire Protectron over here and make an attack with their Ripper. Actually, scratch that, she's going to use the Super Sledge. We picked up this awesome new weapon, so let's go ahead and use it. Despite a massive dice pool from a charge and outnumbering bonus, the Antagonizer whiffs with a critical miss. Back over to my side, and it's time I activate the Mechanist. I'm going to use the Purified Water to remove 1 point of damage. I'm also going to use my Act ability to ready up the Fire Protectron. Then with my Mechanist first action, I'm going to move into this item and reveal, oh god, you've got to be kidding me, straight up danger card. Oh god, and for our danger card, we got Hidden Fragmentation Mine. The mine had been hidden well, no doubt. You have a split second before it blows. Test agility. If we pass, no effect. If we fail at the end of the current player's turn, a fragmentation mine explodes. Resolve this attack centered on where the model was, dealing a 2 damage yellow radius attack, or I guess a 3 damage orange radius attack. Now the Mechanist's agility is actually okay, scoring on a 6. So let's pray to the dice gods and see what we get. That's an 8. Okay, so centered on where the Mechanist was this turn, a yellow explosion is going to go off. That really kind of puts a kink in my plans. I was going to take a shot with the Protectron's Gaze into combat there, but now I feel like I kind of got to get out of the way of this explosion. Yeah, you know what? I got to get the hell out of Dodge. So I'm going to make a charge move sort of through the fog cloud and over onto this side into the back end. Yeah, that puts me well out of the explosion radius. I can maybe make it attack and then a slide into the Antagonizer on my next turn. So yeah, we'll see. Wow, that danger card really did not go the way that I wanted it to, but hey, that's the way she goes. Well, back to the adversaries, and this giant ant is going next. They actually got the fall back activation, so they're going to move out of combat once, triggering an opportunity attack. And then with their second action, they're going to charge back into combat, giving them another charge bonus, this time, ooh, another black.
The Assaultron takes a swipe for their opportunity attack, but they miss.
It might seem like an odd mechanic, but it's kind of fun when playing against the Rad Scorpions, or in this case, ants, because it lets them move out of combat and then charge back, giving them some extra juice for their next attack.
Seeing a chance to end this game early, the Assaultron decides to break engagement and move into combat with the Antagonizer. Luckily, the triggered opportunity attack from the Soldier Ant goes wide, and the Assaultron is able to deal 2 more damage to the Antagonizer. That leaves the Antagonizer with only 2 hit points left, but the clock is ticking because if I don't put the Antagonizer down now this turn, then on their next activation, they'll use the Nuka Cherry that they picked up and regain 4 hit points.
Hopefully not getting too far ahead of myself, because it is now time for the Fire Ant to do their thing. Well, it's going to be time for a Flamethrower attack, and it's going to be a bit of an interesting one, as the Flamethrower is going to target right about here, so it can get some splash damage on the Mechanist, but not actually target them directly. Why exactly would you want to target a point on the ground and not the unit themselves? Well, this unit has a Stealth Boy active, so there's a really good chance that if you attacked the unit, that the attack would fail. So instead, I'm going to use the old fighting a courser trick, target the ground right next to the unit, and the splash damage will hopefully do the trick. Okay, Fire Ant Flamethrower hitting on 4s. That is a critical fail. Well, seeing as they're out of fire juice for this round, they're going to make a charged attack in on the Assaultron. They're also going to get a black die for their charge. Oops, in all the excitement, I forgot that I never activated my Fire Protectron. So we'll retcon and say that I never used my Act command to make them do their thing, and we'll just ready them and activate them now, putting 2 attacks into the Antagonizer, potentially putting this game to bed. Fire Brigade Protectron with 3 blacks for the Fire Axe and a green for outnumbering. It's going to be a Hail Mary attack hitting on crits or cogs. Holy shit, that'll do it. That's going to be 3 damage, 3 armor. Stops 1, takes 2. The little fire engine that could deals 2 damage on a critical hit, taking the Antagonizer out of play. As she flees the battlefield, her ants burrow away to back her up, so she may fight another day.
The Mechanist stands victorious thanks to some superior programming, but I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of the Antagonizer here on the channel, because this was a really fun video to put together for you folks, and I'd really like to do some more of these Hubris Comics style videos in the future. So let me know in the comments down below if there's any wacky and wild Fallout characters that you'd want to see in a future battle report. Thank you all so much for watching and for supporting the channel. We just recently crossed 2,000 subscribers here at WGNR, and that's just a wild milestone for me. Thinking that this little pandemic project would take off in the way that it has and turn into a bit of a part-time job was not something that I had on the radar when we got this going. But from myself and everyone here behind the scenes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And stay tuned, because we have lots more coming your way in the near future, including Skyrim Sundays is going to be coming back in the next couple of weeks, as well as a brand new settlement mode campaign where we're going back to New Vegas to reunite with our NCR Big Horner Commandos. So stay tuned, because as always, WGNR will be back.